All right, Josh, this is something that you knew about a lot, of way more than me. I had no idea what this was about. But essentially, what's happening is Duracell apparently isn't secretly paying Microsoft to put AA batteries in Xbox controllers. I didn't even know this was a controversy, but apparently it was. Do you recall this
So,
being a big deal?
well, I mean, maybe not necessarily in like the sphere of other people, but for me, and I know I've complained to you for a long time, I'm like, dude, Duracell has to have some kind of deal with Xbox that they keep fucking packaging these stupid fucking batteries. So, listen, every other major console maker's controller and every other like major controller, even like Stadia and even the Steam controller and stuff, all have rechargeable batteries inside built into the controller. So you can just
Yeah.
charge it and you don't have to worry about like external batteries. Xbox forever, including with the fucking Series X, still packages two little Duracell batteries, double A's, with the controller for you. So you have to replace the controller batteries, and they don't last that long. Now, yes, they have plain charge kits and external stuff that you can use with it, but it doesn't come with it. You always have to buy peripherals or just keep buying batteries, which is fucking abysmal.
That's right. So let's break down like what happened here and why this became such a big thing overnight. So there is a gaming news site called Stealth Optional, and they did an interview with Duracell's UK marketing manager Luke Anderson,
Yeah.
which I don't know why you would be hitting up Duracell's marketing manager asking for an interview, but hey, he did or they did.
Yeah.
And Luke Anderson told them that there's always been this partnership with Duracell and Xbox. It's a constant agreement that Duracell and Microsoft have in place.
Yeah.
That's a very vague statement. They have a agreement. They have something in place. What does that mean necessarily? Who knows, right?
Yeah.
Well, Stealth Optional published the article with the interview with the headline: Xbox controllers still use AA batteries due to a constant agreement with Duracell. What the fuck? What are you thinking? Why? Why would you do that? Why would you publish that? So then all these other gaming news sites started picking this article up and
Right.
citing it,
Right.
and it became fake news.
Right.
So, Xbox's marketing manager, was it? I don't know if I don't have the person
Um,
here. Oh
yeah.
no, yeah, a Microsoft spokesperson told Eurogamer that this is straight up not true. They intentionally offer consumers choice in their battery solutions for our standard Xbox wireless controllers. Uh, that's the reason why its standard wireless Xbox controllers still use AA batteries instead of building one inside the controller.
Listen, besides the fake news aspect of this stuff, okay, because I mean, could have fooled me that you didn't have a fucking deal with Duracell since you've been packaging them in your consoles and your controllers for years. Um, but you want to give users a choice, like with that? That- Come on, dude. Come on.
Now you can play devil's advocate and you can say with a PlayStation 5 or PlayStation 4 controller, if the battery does eventually go, like like dies for good, you can't replace that. You have to get a whole new controller, which does suck, right?
I guess,
But
but
it's just so much more convenient for the user to just be able to plug your controller in right away and,
yeah.
and
And
charge
to
it
my
up.
knowledge, that's not really a widespread issue as long as you put a decent battery in there. I haven't heard about too
That's true.
I haven't heard about too many people's, Nintendo like or Switch Pro controllers or DualShock 4s or whatever like dying because of the battery. Sure, it might not last as long the older it gets, like all batteries. That makes sense. But
Yeah.
to me, this is like such a no-brainer. Just put a fucking battery in the controller like everybody else and move on. Like I don't.
Yeah, I mean, like you might get a controller that charges a little less than normal
Mhm.
when it gets older, but usually you don't really see them die straight up like that,
Yeah.
unless there's some kind of a shortage or
Yeah.
a drastic problem with the controller.
Yeah.
But like I have PlayStation 4 controllers from launch still that they still charge and they still play. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I don't know if that's really necessarily a big issue.
Yeah. I agree. I think they just put a battery in there, a rechargeable one, standard, and get on with their lives.
Yeah. This is a good example of, how fake news and shit like this spreads so rapidly and so quickly.
Hmm.
I think stealth optional, no offense, you guys kind of dropped the ball and jumped the gun a little bit.
Right.
And, you know, sure, they have an agreement in place, but why didn't you dig a little deeper and find out, you know, why would you just assume one thing is X is one way because of Y? That's not necessarily true.
I think
Their
it's
agreement is that they package that brand of battery in with the controller. That doesn't necessarily mean that's why they don't put rechargeable batteries.
Right. I think it's one of those things that's just like, oh, this is going to get a lot of hits. Let's get it out.
Oh yeah, and we're guilty of that as well. We do that with our titles and thumbnails all the time. But when it's something like this, the headline was, what's the headline again? Xbox controllers still use AA batteries due to a constant agreement with Duracell. That's not right.
Right. Yeah. It's false, unfortunately.
Fake news.
Yes.
That's it.
But I mean, you could have fooled me again, which is why I think it was so believable when it came out, because it's like, oh yeah, that makes complete sense why they still do that.
Yeah. And the player's choice thing is such a PR corporate answer.
Yes.
They wanted to give the players the choice to do whatever they wanted, Right. Okay, sure.
Yeah. Right.
So,
yeah.
Thank you for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Josh and Bret really need you too. I love them. So do it. It would be a shame if you missed more of their videos. Hit the notification bell too, so you know when there is a new upload.